Hello again, and welcome back to Stationeers. I'm Level 36, and today I do have some unfortunate news. Good news, but unfortunate nonetheless. So Stationeers' next major update is coming soon. It has been released, or I guess it hasn't quite been released to the beta branch, but there's been news about it, and it's coming soon, and that is going to break the world saves. It is the terrain update, if anyone is wondering, so it'll release and break all of our existing worlds by implementing a much improved terrain mesh, which is quite exciting, but nonetheless it will mean that this whole world and everything we have built will be gone. But let us not despair. In fact, actually, this world already doesn't work. I've had to backdate to the previous release just to get this to run, to record some closing out content. So what does that mean for our wonderful Martian world here? Well, I'm trying to think about it. I think this might be my last recording session on this planet. So you can expect the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 to 5 episodes of Mars content. And then I'll probably do a wrap-up of some sort, going through what we built, what we did, what I learned, and what lessons we'll take forward into a brave new world. So, let's cover where we're at and what the objectives are before we say goodbye to Mars. First and foremost, there is still one alloy we have not yet made. So that is what we'll be starting off with today, actually, is making our last super alloy so we can make a layer arm, because I would like to get auto change filters set up. Well, first and foremost, I actually need to make another water bottle filler, because we are out of water. Just one of those. I think I had a water bottle in the airlock, actually. No, I guess I did take it back inside. So we need to smelt up that last alloy and get a layer arm put together to build some auto change filter script for our atmospheric setup. I think that is what we're going to work on today, or in this video. Then, it would probably be to our advantage to get some automated growing up and running, because we still do not have any growing systems done. Just really need fed from the top. That's kind of a pain in the neck. Oh. We have water hooked up anywhere else? Over here we'll have to do. We also are going to need power, though. That's actually live. Don't think we actually need this anymore. Then wrench. And then some more fluid pipes. There's got to be some around here somewhere, but then we'll be able to refill our water. We also do have to vacuum out our existing grow area. As much as I wanted to turn that into an airlock, I just don't think we have the need or necessarily the time to do that at this point. I guess I do need some more. Apes. So I think what we'll end up doing is still using this as our main airlock in and out of the station, just because it works. Yeah, I do need some water. I guess we can head in here real quick. Yes, we are actually unable to grow more potatoes now, it seems, in here. So this whole setup has to get torn out, and we have to rebuild. Rebuild it a little bit differently. We've got some cereal bars. Let's actually bring a couple water bottles out. I do want to limit my amount of transiting in and out of this room, just because, as you can see, the pressure in here is rising as we don't have this actually equalized with the rest of the base. That's because this is on its own atmospheric sloop, as this was what we pressurized first. So there's another thing we have to do is get this hooked into the main atmospheric system, vacuum it out, and repressurize it with our... Or switch this out with an advanced airlock, repressurize it with our air mix, and add a little bit of CO2 so we can do some growing in here still. We have plenty of potato seeds and other things. Other more bottles. Yeah, that probably introduced some bad air into our environment, but it's alright. Let's go finish that up real quick. Elevator's loud. It's not, though. We're not dying. Where did my water bottle filter go? There we go. Oh, there is one that fills from the bottom. Well, oops. Boop. Now, if we go grab our water bottles... More pipes on me already. Jeez, I'm really losing it.
Oxygen critical.
I swear I followed the right gas mixing instructions. 75-25. I guess I could, like, up the oxygen percentage in here. Maybe go to 30%. No, my guy would be a little happier. Oops. Okay. I need my labeling to do this right. 75. We want this to instead be 70. Maybe that'll make us a little happier. And we can push some more of it through. Oh goody, we still have a little bit of N2O somewhere. That's fine, I don't care anymore. Well, we'll just leave that run for a bit. So, like I was saying, we are going to smelt up some of whatever this is. I honestly don't remember. I just know it's the last super alloy we have not yet created. I remember we had tried, but that was back when we ran out of nitrogen for our furnace system. But hopefully that isn't an issue anymore. So let's see what you are. Silver, nickel, and lead. What is silver, nickel, and lead? I have a feeling this is wasp alloy? Silver, nickel, and lead. Excellent. Well, that means we switch this over to wasp alloy. Hit the button. What environmental conditions does this need? So 50 to 100 megapascals, 400 to 800 Kelvin. So we're at oh, that's always concerning. Those are worrying noises. I should be fine in theory. Reducing the temperature by pumping coolant in. It's always slightly concerning. It does not sound happy. But we should be a few seconds away from some wasp alloy. On 800 degrees. Isn't that oh, we're still too high temperature. That's in Celsius. This is in Kelvin. Okay. So we still need to continue bringing the temperature down. Concerning noises have also stopped. So what is it in Celsius that we need? 527. So it's gotta come down. Why is my hydration dropping so bloody fast? We literally just drank a whole bottle of water.
Oxygen low.
Cereal bar too.
Oxygen
Because
low.
it's toasty down here or something. Are we out of coolant gas again? Where's my tablet? Gotta go see what our gas pressures are doing. Da, 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 da.
Oxygen low.
Where is my tablet? Oh. Have nitrogen. It's open. It should be being pumped over there. Yeah. Where the hell did my tablet go? Actually, though. I don't know. Where are my things? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oxygen low.
I can't quite have it. I mean, the temperature is slowly going down, so we should be alright. That should be oxygen, right? Because that's our fuel mix. They both look empty, honestly. We're using nitrogen for sure. So. Whee! Like our oxygen warning has gone away too, so we've achieved enough oxygen in our environment. So, while we're waiting for that stuff to process, we need to figure out how to plumb in these gases from the outside into our underground area to vacuum everything out. So we're probably going to need some more pipes as well. Pipes. Maybe another 20. Let's get our suit back on. We never put our recycling system back together either. We still have like a million switch modules to macerate up and reprocess. So thinking about my next world, while I like the space, there's certainly some things that I don't love. I think, well, I guess the next style of base we build depends on what planet we're going to, because Mars has been a fun place to learn the ropes. Honestly, when I came into this playthrough, I knew very little about Stationeers. Like, I'd played through the beginning of the game a couple times, but, like, realistically, I had not done much in the way of like actually learning how this game plays. So this has been a lot of learning, a lot of good learning. Let's see. Oh, we can just go straight down over here. So this is our refrigerant loop for this little refrigeration system. This should run straight into our gas pickup, though. So in theory, if we just come off of here, or did I bring my drill with me? Ah! Stop. No, I didn't, of course. Well, in theory, if we just come... Also, our airlock is right there, too, so we could kind of tap into our airlock system. Oh, that is a door, so we can't build right there. Come out first. Alright, so that is now connected into our original atmospherics area. One of the things I was also thinking about is while we have our like main pipe system that I was going to use for both waste and what was I going to say? Waste and feed. That doesn't work super well because we're just going to end up pumping the waste gas back into the rooms instead of pulling it back in, unless we actually do want to like totally vent and recycle all of our air. So we do need a actual like waste mast kind of system. Drill, where are you? There it is. In pursuit of that as well, we're gonna need like a bunch more pipes. This is gonna be our dirty air, the non-central brain. Should probably paint this at some point. So I'm trying to think of a good, like, fitting list of things that I still want to accomplish. I would like to get some deep drills set up, because I have not done that yet. I'd like to see how the big, like, gas centrifuges work. Additionally, I think a trading station could be interesting. I don't know that I'm going to have time to get that done, though. And I'd really like to. I gotta look into it because I have no idea how. I've not done this ever in Stationeers. I haven't looked into it in Stationeers at all. I'd love to, though, build a rocket and actually kind of go with the Factorio ending here and build a rocket. And well, I know we can't necessarily blast off. Leave this place in style. Flying off into the onto our next place. Ah! Alright. This is our... waste air. Just in case I ever do get around to building some more. Come on, let me up. Okay, now that is actually connected. We can't get back in that way, so we'll jump up. Now we should be able to vacuum out our original area there. Rapid cycle it. Can take off our suit again. Keep that sitting there. You know what? While we're here, let's just quickly make a... Is that in the hydraulic defender? It's a suit storage. Hydraulic pipe fender. Okay. Well, suit storage. Don't need 30 of them. You require iron, copper, silver. Cool. We probably have all that stuff. Okay. Where was I going? Oh, we need to go downstairs. Oh, let me down. There we go. Continue our plumbing. Where would be the easiest place to actually hook this in? Probably right over here. We can just head straight up and around. That out for wrench. This should be our filter system right here. Boop. Yeah. Anything on that line should now be getting filtered out. So if we grab our... Oh, wait, we didn't connect it yet. Whoops. Got a little ahead of myself there. Ow. Dag damn it. Alright. Now everything in that pipe should be getting filtered out. Yep, there is definitely stuff in there. We don't have a pump or a valve or anything. We should probably add a valve in because we will want to isolate that eventually. Have any gas valves? Volume pumps. Apparently we don't. I think the point of this is if you hook everything up, like it'll fill up your tanks and empty your waste tank and all that. I don't care. This is literally just storage for me, so we're not gonna do all that. We're just gonna use this as a place to put all that stuff. Awesome. Yeah, that room is getting emptied out. Look, it's losing pressure. In fact, we turn on a good old go faster pump. Should be emptying out even quicker. Does that actually make a difference? I guess a little bit. How's our filters doing? Still okay. Did we ever actually make our alloy? Not yet. We're still trying to cool it down. I have a sneaking suspicion that I have something not hooked up correctly. And we're just literally waiting for like ambient temperature to draw the temperature down. We should go look. We are also going to need air conditioning at some point, because it is quite toasty inside of my base. What is wrong? This is the coolant line. Come on. We're using coolant. We're using coolant faster than it is getting pushed over here, is what I'm seeing. We have... that is hooked up to our main coolant line. Let's just check over here. So, why is it not actually like... because we definitely have more than 3 kPa of nitrogen. I hope. Fingers crossed. How are emergency power systems doing? Latest edition. Oh, we're like running out of coal over here. Well, we can do our janky coal hack again. Boop. Oh, don't run away. I didn't have inventory space for this. Whoops. No. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to be running this emergency generator for a lot, just because our base is requiring a lot of power. So we have 150 coal in there now. We'll have to we will have to build some more solar panels. We've got the space for them. We'll need to run the heavy cable, but that shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Is it worth it? with the timeline of this base being limited, is it worth it? That's the question. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how long it takes for the new update to come out. I might get another recording session in. I might not. We don't know. We're gonna go check to see why it's having trouble. That would be why, because we're just like borderline out of nitrogen. Excellent. Let's stop making more atmospheric gas. So the nitrogen that we have. Now we're raising pressure again. That pressure is kind of dependent on this pressure, so it's emptying that room going. Slowly but surely we're getting the pressure sucked out of there. We'd have to wear our suit to go in there now, so good to know. To 108% water. I didn't know we could go above 100. Alright. So we were talking about growing stuff. So, hydro. So, can I click into that? I kind of want to build automated hydroponics. We could use the Lauer dock for hydroponics and do like all of that for the script. Do automated hydroponics even exist anymore, though? That is the question. Doesn't appear that they do. Automated oven. That we can still make. Let's just look. Harvey. This is what I was looking for. Doesn't look super automated though. We might not get automated hydroponics. French fries. And there's some cool foods we could make. I think that's one of the things I definitely want to focus on in the next run, is not just subsisting off of sheerly just potatoes. Because while it's worked out fine for us, right, it isn't by any means an ideal solution. Maybe we will do a layer system for hydroponics. I guess it depends on how complex I find it to set up the one that we need, and if we ever actually get our bloody wasp ballet out of this, or if we just completely run out of nitrogen, because... sorry about that. I didn't mean to shake the screen, but just a smidge frustrated. Let's see. What can we do while we wait? Oh, I can go fix one other thing. So, thank you to the comments section for informing me that chutes with windows allow ices to melt. Not only do we get to save a chute, but now there should not be anywhere on this system, besides in there, which is at 0 degrees Celsius because it's completely vacuumed out, where ice should actually be able to melt. This one shouldn't matter because any ices will still be in a mining pack in there. That it shouldn't be able to melt inside of, and even if it does, it gets vacuumed up. It'll get sent up, down. Make sure down here we didn't add any windows. I don't know why we would have, but it goes down, around, over, and up and in. So yeah, should be fine now. Awesome. Let's build some stuff that we are going to need for our auto filter changer though, because we are going to need an assembler, specifically a hydraulic pipe bender, which we need to make in the auto lathe, not the hydraulic pipe bender. Hydraulic pipe bender. One of you, please. If you do have some suggestions for what the next planet we should tackle is, I'd love to hear them. I think for my next run, I want to focus on getting a interior environment faster, and then being a little bit more efficient with the playtime and the style. So I feel like I spend a lot of time, like, this has been a long series. This has been, for both you watching and me recording, this has been over 6 months. We're well over 30-something episodes at this point. I don't know exactly off the top of my head because I'm not keeping perfect track. But we're well over 30-something episodes. I don't know if we're going to have the power capacity over here to do this. Because we're already at... we're at 5,000 watts. Hopefully a layer arm isn't that power intensive. But yeah, it's been a long series, and I think some of that is going to come down to more selectively like cutting out certain bits and doing a little bit more edited down. This has been a very raw series. You're seeing everything I'm doing. I suspect that nothing was lost, though, when I went through and, like, put all the walls together off camera for, like, this room and that room and all that. Nothing interesting happened there. It wasn't like it was some grand occurrence. I don't think anyone's missed out by not seeing me go mine ores all the time. So yeah, I think for the next series, I would like to focus earlier on some early automation of certain tedious tasks, like actually working to get I think this should be fine right here. Working to get deep drills online early. Working to get a less complex atmospheric setup, because I think I've realized this isn't all that much more robust, and also just adds a ton of unnecessary complexity to atmospherics. Although it looks cool down here, I will admit, this is one of my favorite areas of our base. What do I need to continue construction? Iron sheets. We should have some of those. I think I need iron sheets, cable coils, maybe plastic sheets. Like, I do like this space. I'm kind of sad that we are going to be leaving it behind, but progress and all that. There's some plastic sheets we have already. Iron sheets, there we go. I'd like to design my own furnace, because this was kind of a blueprint that I used. So making something more my own would be nice. Cable coil. Plastic sheets. Screwdriver. Nice. Hole in the floor. Ah! Up some extra stuff that we don't actually need and toss it in there. Where's our closest wire? Over there. Get to that. Apps. But yeah. I'd like to do the next series, not subjecting y'all to so much of the tedium of what I'm doing while still keeping the active fun parts of the game in scope. So that would be just... Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. So that would be just focusing more on specific projects, having more of a plan of what I want to build that day, and see if we knock out power to... Oh, wait, I am not good yet. Focusing more on specific projects, doing some more kind of interesting stuff instead of just... Okay, it hasn't knocked out power yet, but we... I think this is always just going to be the case if we're going to have to... kind of make sure we don't have too much stuff toggled on at the same time. How's our nitrogen doing? 1.6 kPa. It's almost all the way vacuumed out, down to the last 150 pascals. It's going pretty quick, actually. I guess it's a lot smaller of a space than this entire station. Focusing on specific projects, prepping for those projects in advance. I think some of my better videos have been where I've made all the parts before I started the video. I think there's some value to watching me do essentially what this episode's been, which is a lot of running around between different projects, making sure that stuff is set up. But there's also, I understand that's not like the most exciting Stationeers content in the world. I think if we do get to a good stopping point before the next update does actually come out, we'll probably do some tutorials. Ooh, we're getting closer. Come on, just like another 125 Kelvin. Come on. Come on, we got this. Probably do some more ice mining between the next this episode and the next, so we can actually have that stuff ready. Yeah. Down the pitch it goes. Oh, that. Hey, water bottle trick. But yeah, I just think especially it'll be a little easier now that I know a little bit more of what I'm doing. Yeah, we are losing power fast. Jeez. Atmospherics takes a lot of power. But now that I'm not figuring stuff out so much, I'll be able to focus more on projects, building interesting things, and attacking the challenges that a new planet will throw at me. Mars is definitely a good starter learning planet. It offers some unique challenges with the low-level atmosphere in the world. Dust storms definitely pose a challenge, although I would still argue, a small critique of Mars, that the dust storms are more annoying than challenging. But I'd like to, in the next series, attack a planet with some more unique challenges. Something like, perhaps, why can't I remember the names of the planets now? Jeez, I'm, I have Factorio on the brain. I've been playing the space exploration, not space age. Yeah, not space exploration. I'm not nearly as good at Factorio to play space exploration, but space age run. So I'm thinking of Volcanus and Aquilo, but I know that's not the names in Stationeers. So, Mercury, or no, Venus, I think is the one we have here, which is the hot planet, or the really cold planet. I think either would be interesting. Or if there's a new planet when a next terrain update comes out, that might be interesting. Let's see how our atmospheric, our old interior space is doing. Seven kilopascals, almost entirely vacuumed out. I think most of that is honestly what we just injected in from that good old blast of pressure there. So we need to upgrade this to an advanced airlock. Means we need another vent. We're going to want interior air for a grow room where we'll have some CO2 in the atmosphere. And then our main station air. This is a small airlock to stick everything in. I think we'll have to take out that light. And perhaps just vent it into that, like right around the corner. Or we could just introduce a little bit of CO2 into our main atmosphere. So we look at like organics and food. Let's just look at something simple like our good old potatoes. Minimum. I guess it doesn't say, but we need 8.6 moles per hour of carbon dioxide per plant. So we will need some carbon dioxide supplied into this room. So this fuel tank, I should just take this out. We don't need this in this room anymore. So goodies as well. So, what do we need to do? We need to rip this out. Probably... Oh... We can't crowbar open that wall, otherwise we will be in a world of hurt. Also... Perhaps on the top? I'm realizing this might be a little more complex than I thought. The light might actually be able to go back. We have another advanced vent. Or active vent, not advanced vent.
Hunger caution.
Oh, it's locked. I still have to figure out why this script is doing that. Passive vent. One of you, please. Turn you off. Crowbar. Why can't I put that there? Alright, whatever. That works. So now, as long as we plumb this in, actually put that back as well. Wire cutters. Now, in theory, we have everything we need for an advanced airlock. Let's do this as active vent, int, active vent, next. Is this the most efficient way of doing this? No, but it'll do. It will. Add advanced airlock. One of you, please. All these gas display motherboards that are ICs that we did not need in the slightest. Advanced airlock. And then we grab our data disk. Okay. I'm gonna put this on just in case, because I don't want to get stuck in here when something weird happens. Exterior. Interior. Blade ruler again. Just update this. No, that's why I put my outfit on, because I do not want to get trapped in a zero pressure room. I'll still next. Dang it. That should be everything. 100. You don't want this to be 100. We're going to say this is going to be 80 and 80. Good enough. So now, when I leave this room, should pressurize. Oh, wait a minute. I don't necessarily love that, because that does mean I still have to wear a suit to transition between the two environments. I guess it makes sense, though. It's a little bit of a pain, but I think it'll be alright. Ultimately, because we're going to put a bunch of CO2 in there, it's probably for the best. I think, unfortunately, we are going to need some more nitrogen. Well, we've got... This is just so slow. We have the volume to do it, we just don't have the pressure. I need a pump. I want this to be done this episode. Dang it. I know we're already pushing time, but... Give me another turbo pump. Probably could have gotten away with a regular volume pump, but this would be faster. Always faster. Ooh. In reality, we should actually add a little bypass area. Did you get power to it? This is silly. Probably. Since when has that ever stopped me, though? Need more cable coil. We're also going to need pipes. Do we have any more cable coil? No. Oh, there we go. While that's doing that, we'll go run the pipes. This silly idea. Then the closest wire is right over here. A wire. Want my alloys. I want to finish this project. It's me build a layer arm. Watch, I'm not even gonna have enough after I do all this. It's the unloading station. $50 cable coils. Alrighty. Close that. Turn you on. Now we're pushing some pressure through. See if that's helping out at all. Is that bringing our temperature down? It seems to be. Not exactly quickly still, but... we're chewing through our nitrogen supplies. We are definitely going to need some more nitrates. More mining. are increasing the pressure in the system. This is another lesson learned, is sometimes, unless you are actually planning on dealing with mass volumes of gas, big, huge volumes of gas, it seems that it's better to keep it at a higher pressure than a higher volume. Oh yeah, the temperature's slowly but surely coming down. Yeah, but higher working pressures means faster transfers, less having to actually pump gas around. Like if this was at 8 megapascals or something crazy like that, this wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't have to install a pump down there to increase the pressure just to make the run over there. But because pressure is a function of volume, right? That is not the case because we have a huge amount of gas volume with a smaller amount of gas pressure. If we had less volume, like this, ooh, and it does appear actually that we are, what do you say 0 kPa? It's not 0. It's 200 Pascal. I mean, I guess it's close, but if we had less volume, our pressure would be higher, and thus these issues would be less prevalent. I do think I'm going to need some more nitrogen anyway as well, though. Let's see. Yeah, we're already an hour and 15 minutes into this. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I'm going to have that alloy done in this episode, as we still have to drop another 100 degrees Kelvin, which, while we're making more progress on now, is still not going terribly quickly, and I don't feel like making you all wait around for this meter to go down. Also, I don't know if we'll have enough nitrogen still. So, in that case, I think this will be the end of the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe perhaps. It'll help me speak. And drop a comment if you've seen something I've done that's dumb and I could improve on. I'd definitely be happy to hear. I'm sure I'm still not an expert at this game, so I'm sure that there is plenty I still have to learn. And if you have any ideas for what we can do to send off this world, if I still have another recording session left on this version, then I'll be sure to maybe try and implement those. And if you have any ideas for our next planet, where we should go next, what's up next on our list of challenges for Stationeers in the new version, please let me know. Anyway, thank you. I've been Level 36, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.